All right, I'm looking at Pignut Hickory. We're out here deep in the woods in the state forest. Nice sound of the wind in the leaves. The Pignut Hickory glabra is a lesser known species that's pretty awesome and misunderstood. There's nuts all over the ground right here. Oren's finding them. And they're different than shagbark. They're more kind of pear-shaped, I feel like. They have this kind of pear-shaped look to them. And the husks sometimes split part-way down, and you can just peel them off. Some of them are harder to peel, but anyway, here's the nut. And people call these pig nuts. This is in the old days. If this was a shagbark, it would have deep ridges going along it. Here's part of a ridge, but then it kind of fades out, and it's mostly like a round, smooth nut. Sometimes they are very more pear-shaped than this, but people think these are not good. They think they're bitter or whatever, but I think I don't think that's true. Sometimes they hybridize. Lots of hickories will hybridize, same as oaks, and they'll cross with bitter nut, Coraicordiformis. But straight pignut is pretty tasty nut, and almost as good as shagbark, but they're really hard to crack. The nut meat is just wound right in there. So I like to crush these nuts up for hickory milk. And you found a weird one, huh? Yeah. There's a bunch right there. I would just like crush them up and boil them, shells and all, and make a really good a drink like that. When you boil crushed hickory nuts, the shells will sink to the bottom, and the nut meat will rise to the top, and you can just drink that broth right there, and it's very, very good. But these are scattered throughout the woods. It doesn't have the real shaggy bark that a shagbark with the big plates coming off it. It's more this kind of diamond crisscross pattern, and as the trees get older, there is some older ones down there. This just gets more and more pronounced. But I think the easiest way to identify the pignut is by this tight bark. If this was a bitter nut, the bark would be less furrowed, it would be a lot smoother. This is pretty rough, you know. If it's a bitter nut, it's going to be very smooth bark, and then the nuts feeling like that. If it was a bitter nut, Coraicordiformis, the nuts would have a serious tail on them, like a pointy tail. This just has a little blip. But anyway, that's the Pignut Hickory. I have seeds for these on our website right now, and just another amazing member of the hickories. Thanks.
Check the link in the description for the website.
Thanks, Cyrus.